Talk about volatility today, guys. Holy smokes. We're down pretty much across the board except for the Dow. The Dow's up, what, 0.1%? Pretty much nothing. And this is with a rebound, a pretty nice rebound that we've seen throughout the day. I mean, look, earlier in the day, SPY was down, I think, over right around 1%. Now it's down 0.5%. The Qs are still down 1.5%, and the Russell's down roughly the same. And earlier, they were down even more. So we have to break down why the market's selling off. We'll talk about CPI. We'll break down Iran and go over a bunch of stocks I'm looking at, what I'm looking to do in this market as we finally got a pullback and opportunities are opening up, but the windows are closing pretty quickly right now. So guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, consider joining my Patreon if you want to keep up with my actual portfolio updates, my private Discord. That is linked down below, also pinned in the comments, or go to stassurfest.com/Patreon. And now, cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Let's dive into it. So again, we're down across the board except for the Dow, which, I mean, guys, it's barely up. It was down earlier in the day, and this is after we got CPI data that came in hotter than expected, which, are you guys surprised? You shouldn't be, considering oil's up through the roof, the conflict in Iran, the Middle East, which we'll cover that a little bit more here in a second. So you guys can see we finally got a healthy little drawdown on SPY. We hit that 50 moving average, and it seems like buyers are already coming in, not just on SPY, but on the Qs as well. And we can see on some of these stocks that are pure momentum plays right now, buyers are coming in as well. So let me show you the Qs. We're bouncing right over that 50 moving average, and look at stocks like Micron, like SanDisk, right? These are already starting to rebound. Well, I guess Micron more than SanDisk. SanDisk is still down over 8%, but Micron hit $700 today, and we're already back to $750, right? So the buyers are patiently, well, not so patiently, some of them, but there were buyers on the sideline patiently waiting, and they bought this up. So we're already up $50 off the lows on Micron. ETFs like DRAM, nice rebound here. This thing hit $48, and this is what I was talking about over the last couple of days, which I mentioned this in my previous video, but I'll say it again. I was like, guys, we're going to get a pullback. We're due. And this is the pullback. We got it. We hit 48. We kissed right off that 50 moving average on DRAM, and we're already starting to rebound. Same thing again on Micron, on SanDisk, on AMD. You're seeing it on AMD. Intel, I think, is still down. But yeah, it's also seeing buyers coming in right at that 50 moving average. So this is a good sign in the short term. And for me, guys, I added a little bit of Lam Research today, which I think is already, yeah, same thing, starting to rebound. We bounced right off that 50 moving average, and now Lam Research is starting to take out this resistance. You guys can see we held support at about 284 a couple days ago. We fell through it momentarily here this morning. Now we're breaking back through it, which is good. We're now at 285, 286 on Lam Research, ticker LRCX. And yeah, this was a shakeout that was well overdue. And I think it opened up opportunities, for traders, in my opinion, in the short term. And a lot of them are pouncing on these stocks. As you guys can see, the demand for these stocks, it's through the roof. Everybody's waiting to get in, and on any sign of a pullback, they're taking advantage, myself included. I know a lot of you guys probably bought the dip on some of these names today. So let's go over CPI, Iran, talk about what's going on there. So obviously, this is not surprising. CPI rose 3.8% annually in April, the highest since May 2023. We're talking 3 years now, guys. So let's run through this pretty quickly here, guys. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this already, but the CPI rose at an adjusted, see, seasonally adjusted 0.6% for the month, putting the 1-year pace at 3.8%, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And the monthly rate forecast the monthly rate was as forecasted, but the annual rate was 0.1% above the estimate. So again, inflation came in hotter than expected based on that CPI. Probably one of the reasons we're selling off today. Core CPI excluding food and energy rose 0.4% on the month and 2.8% annually, respectively, keeping inflation well above the Fed's 2% goal and the highest monthly rate since, January 2025. I think that's for the core CPI, right? And we can see here, we're seeing the trend start to turn in the opposite, or not the opposite, but the wrong direction. If I make my big old head a bit smaller, there we go. You guys can see the all items index is starting to break out. CPI, core CPI is not breaking out as much, but it's starting to turn back up. You can see right here, the 3.8 number, again, that's the all items. 2.8 is the core. They're both starting to trend back up ever so slightly, right? And energy prices, which jumped 3.8%, accounted for more than 40% of the headline gain, while food prices also climbed 0.5%. For energy, that put the 12-month gain at about 18%, while food was up 3.2%. And the gasoline index increased 28.4% annually as food at home prices increased 0.7%, the biggest monthly gain since August 2022. It looks like here shelter costs rose 0.6% after easing in prior months, indicating that inflation is a problem beyond the Iran war impacts, which, inflation, it was going down. Not near, not at that 2% target, but then the whole Iran situation happened, which, now here we are, inflation's going up. So a lot of it is Iran, but, even before Iran, we weren't near that 2% or at that 2% target, which is the target. I think we were at like 2.5%. We almost got there, but not quite yet. And this shows you guys the U.S. CPI from the last couple of years. We had a lot of, a lot of spikes back in 21, 22. You guys remember that? Crazy times a couple of years ago. And now we're starting to spike again after a couple of years of cooling off, getting inflation back near the target. Now we're starting to spike up again. And there was a part of this article that I want to talk about quickly. Yeah, given that inflation is heading in the wrong direction and the labor market is holding up, it's very unlikely that the Federal Reserve will be able to lower interest rates anytime soon, and it's possible that we may start pricing in rate hikes for next year, says Chris Zaccarelli, Chief Investment Officer at Northlight Asset Management. So I don't know about interest rate hikes for next year. Nobody knows. It's possible, but I'm not thinking we're going to get hikes. But I definitely think we're not getting rate cuts this year now. This pretty much solidified it for me, guys. There's no chance we're getting rate cuts, especially as the labor market's holding up. And again, inflation just keeps on going up month after month. And what do you think is going to happen next month on next CPI's or next month's CPI reading? What do you think is going to happen, guys? We're probably going to go to 4% on the headline number, in my opinion. So whatever hope we had for interest rate hike or cuts rather, that just got taken to the back barn, and boom, shot, right? The hopes are gone now. The hopes are gone. And at the end of the day, man, that's being priced in a little bit in the stock market, but then again, it kind of already was priced in. The market kind of knew that we're not really going to get rate cuts this year. I think there were 2 people on the FOMC last meeting that wanted rate cuts, right? It's the minority, minority, what is it, opinion now. The minority take is for us to see 1 or 2 cuts this year. It's not going to happen with all the inflationary pressures we're seeing elsewhere, right? And on top of that, we're hearing now, from President Trump. Let me come down here. I think this was yesterday. President Trump said, where the heck was this part of the article, guys? And he's meeting with President Xi, by the way, in China, I believe, which we'll talk about that maybe in another video. Let's see here. President Donald Trump, he says Iran's unacceptable peace proposal. He detailed it, and he said the ceasefire is on life support. I think he said this yesterday, so this is also pushing the market down, let's be honest, right? He said here, it looks like, or a reporter asked, you mentioned that you're meeting with the generals on Iran. You rejected a deal on the weekend. Can you tell us anything about that proposal, said the reporter, and what, if any, effort is made to break the stalemate? And Trump ended up saying it was just unacceptable. A lot of people said, well, does he have a plan? Yeah, of course they do have I have the best plan ever, he said. I'm not sure if this is written wrong here, but he said, and Iran has been defeated militarily, right? Totally. They have a little left. They probably built up during this period of time. We'll knock that out in about a day, he says. But I have a plan, says Trump. That's a very simple plan. I don't know why you don't say, wait, what? I don't know why you don't say it like it is. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. They're very dangerous. They're very volatile, says Trump. A lot of the same stuff, right? But essentially what we're getting from that is, okay, potentially we're seeing escalations now. The deal might not be happening anytime soon. What's it called? The the ceasefire is fragile now, allegedly, apparently. So the market is not loving that. And that puts inflationary pressures potentially higher in the future. We're seeing a lot of this come in at once, and the market is selling off, but it kind of needed a reason to sell off, right? We were due for a pullback, like I've been saying, and we're finally getting it. Hallelujah, right? And it's opening up opportunities that might be closed by now, or by the time you're watching this video, or even by tomorrow, which is why if you're a trader, right? If you're a long-term investor, it's different. But if you're a trader, you gotta be very, very, alert. You have to be able to think fast and jump on opportunities when you see them, right? Just like Micron earlier today. If you're a trader, you're in and out already. You bought at 710, 720, you watched the dip, it rebounded, boom, now you're out. And let's say it goes even lower. You can rinse and repeat this tomorrow, let's say. Let's say tomorrow Micron dumps down, hypothetically, to let's say 675. It takes out the lows from today. Do you not think, or don't you think it's going to have a rebound intraday? It probably will, right? Considering the amount of buying pressure on the sidelines waiting to get in. If Micron, it saw a nice 7% intraday move. If it dumps again tomorrow, what do you think is going to happen? Like I said, an intraday move back up, in my opinion, until we kind of find new support and continue the uptrend overall. So at this point, guys, that's what's going on. CPI came in hot. We got a nice sell-off in memory and AI stocks, the Qs in general. Nice little 1.5% sell-off today. We were overdue. I only bought a little bit of Lamb Research. Like I said, I bought some Mercado Libre yesterday. So those are my buys so far this week. And Mercado Libre, by the way, I added some shares at 15.50 or 15.45, and we're up to almost $1,600 today. Mercado Libre is actually in the green, which I think that's good, a good sign. But then again, it's been destroyed the last couple of days, so it's up a little bit after being down 15% over the last couple of days. So what, right? But it is starting to rebound a little bit, and I think Mercado Libre, guys, We've talked about it, but I think it's a great value here for the long term as a growth company. I think it's a good opportunity, but we'll save that for another video. And yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Join the Patreon for my portfolio updates and my private Discord. I'll see you guys in there. Link down below, pinned in the comments. Have a great day.